Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You amazing, amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. This is actually video 2 of 3. There was going to be another video 2, but that's now video 3. Because I thought I'll just slot in a Liam Payne video in here because Roger Nores is still doing his tour of media and talking utter shite. And the more I listen to this guy, the more he talks. You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. The more he talks, the more I can't understand how he's managed to completely walk free from any form of repercussions over this crime. Let's have a look at some of the things he's saying now, because this is absolutely bewildering. So one of the things that caught my eye, someone sent me this, and it was, this is soapcentral.com. So I can't offer it any real credibility, but it's something that's out there that people are obviously seeing. It says Nores' lawyer recently revealed that his client had written to Payne's family in the time leading up to his death, encouraging the singer to consider rehabilitation because of the issues with substance abuse. So that's something that's out there. But this is the interesting one, right? This here. Friend of Liam Payne, who was with singer before his death, says loved ones tried really hard to help. You know, help him with his sobriety. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. So that, in my opinion, is him admitting that there's an issue. You're admitting there's an issue. You're trying really hard with to help him with his sobriety, but ultimately that fell apart. That's what he's suggesting here. I'm not saying that this is the right narrative or the truth. I'm just looking at what he is saying and factoring into where we actually stand in this case at the moment. What has been the outcome? Repercussions, lack of repercussions, and what was truly going on around Liam in his words, right? So let's look at this. Roger Nores, a close friend of Liam Payne, who was one of the last people to see former One Direction singer alive. Besides that, Payne's death was a result of an extremely unfortunate series of events. So he's saying that was an extremely unfortunate series of events. Listen to what he says as well. Payne fell to his death on the 3rd floor of a hotel he was staying at in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in October. Local police told CNN at the time he was 31. 5 people were charged in connection with Payne's death in January, according to local prosecutors. Nores was one of those individuals, but his charges and those of the 2 others have since been dismissed. Hotel employee and a local waiter were detained on charges related to supplying Payne with the devil's dandruff during his stay at the hotel. This is where it's going to get interesting in a second, because bearing in mind, the hotel staff walk free. Roger Nores walks free. Roger Nores is seemingly suggesting that he was completely aware that Liam Payne had issues, and he was one of the last people to see Liam alive. The hotel staff, we have seen imagery that would suggest that they were manhandling Liam through the hotel. Okay, so stick a pin in that. Nores told CNN and Espanol Cecilia Dominguez in an interview Tuesday that when he left Payne around an hour before his fall, he was doing okay. He was being Liam. So he's saying that when he left an hour before the fall, he was fine. He was absolutely fine. He was being Liam. We've heard this time and time again, right? Nores never could have imagined that Payne would have died that day. It was very hard to see it coming, he said. Very hard. Very hard. Nores and Payne had travelled to Buenos Aires together, so they'd literally gone together for what he described as a personal trip, the acquisition of a visa in order to move into his property with Kate Cassidy in America. And so Payne could see his former bandmate Niall Horan's concert. He was just a guy who enjoyed life, and he liked travelling to places and seeing people, and honestly, he was happy. So he's saying he was happy. Nothing wrong with him. He was fine. It's not like he was sad or depressed, so he was fine. Nores said what happened was extremely unfortunate. So Liam's death is now just unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because perhaps it wasn't supposed to lead to his death. It was supposed to lead to his ability to run his businesses, and money issues were perhaps going to be put under the microscope, and that someone could have potentially obtained a, power of attorney Perhaps. The two, along with Payne's girlfriend Kate Cassidy, spent time together having fun and doing normal activities like bowling and seeing movies, Norris says. Payne had stayed sober during the trip, according to Norris. So he's saying he stayed sober now. Stayed sober. He was fine. Days before Payne fell, Cassidy left Bunos areas to return home. So Kate then leaves. Prior to Payne's death, someone provided him with D-Rugs, Norris said. It was later determined that the singer had alcohol, devil's dandruff, and prescription antidepressants in his system before his death, according to Argentinian prosecutors. This is his next statement. I don't think the D-Rugs killed him, Norris says. I think this was really unfortunate and a proper accident. Proper accident. So he's saying that the D-Rugs had nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with it. It was just an unfortunate accident. An unfortunate accident. Norris and Payne met in 2020. I don't give a fuck how they met. I don't care. The fact is that he's being passed off as a close friend. On one part, he's turning around and saying, well, Liam Payne was sober. Absolutely sober. So while Kate was around, everything's fine. Kate leaves, and then Liam Payne's world completely fucking falls apart. And then he turns around and says, well, after she left, someone supplied him with D-Rugs. Someone supplied him with the D-Rugs. So what? Liam Payne just randomly in Argentina, while he's got his close mate there, who they're all as a collaborative effort trying to make sure he's all right and around his sobriety, but he somehow gets hold of these people, manages to get himself the D-Rugs and takes them, but then Rogelio Norris says he's fine an hour before his fall, and then he turns around now and says, I don't think that it was the D-Rugs that killed him at all. I think this was just an unfortunate accident. What the actual fuck, man? We are literally being told by some of the people around this hotel that Liam Payne was getting worse and worse throughout the day. Throughout the day, he was getting worse. We've been told stories about him getting the ladies in and not being able to pay him. Rogelio Norris being brought to the fucking hotel in order to pay for these people because he didn't have any money on him and he sorted out. We've got a fucking missing a watch has gone missing. A gold Rolex watch has vanished off the face of the planet. You've got video or a clip from a video, a still from a video that seems to suggest him being manhandled through the hotel. You've got this Brett guy saying that he was gradually getting worse and worse as the day progressed to the point where he was becoming aggressive and smashing shit up in the lobby. And then you got this dick feel turning around saying, well, he was fine. He was absolutely fine. He was sober. I don't think the D-Rugs did it. This was just an accident. You can't make this shit up, can you? So what is going on? And I don't understand. I can't understand. I can't understand why there are so many things about Liam Payne's death and the numerous stories that are floating around it that keep changing. Elements of it keeps changing. Rogelio Norris ultimately was the person who went there with him. He went there with him. He was absolutely fine, apparently. Kate Cassidy leaves, and then Liam Payne decides to go on a massive fucking bender. For what reason? And then in the aftermath, you got Kate Cassidy saying that, you know, he was absolutely fine. We're in love. We're angel numbers and fucking all this. We was going to get married and that. Not once has she addressed the accusations over the fact that he apparently, as soon as she'd fucked off, he went and got off his box and ended up getting the prozzies in. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't understand why this story is consistently fucking changing and nobody wants to grab the bull by the horns and ride it. Do you know what I mean? Ride it and actually ask the questions that need to be asked instead of pandering to these fucking pricks and letting them just talk shit. Ask them the questions that need to be asked. Who's lying then? If you're saying he was all right, he was stone cold fucking sober an hour before, what are you saying? That in that last hour, he went out and got a load of stuff and got completely off his nut and fell? What are you actually saying happened there? And Kate Cassidy, you're saying you was getting married, so why don't you at least address the accusations being made by Rogelio Norris? That as soon as you'd gone, he was jumping on other women and declaring his fucking love to them. Bollocks. I'll catch you all in video 3 later. I'm done.